Okay. Happy Sunday, beautiful people. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. No, I'm late today. How I'm late to the late time that I told y'all to show up. Let me tell y'all. Look, I've been up since like 3 something this morning, right? First, I was just up. Then James woke up. And then he want to talk me to death. And then after I couldn't go back to sleep, after he done talked me wide awake, I decided around about 5, let me just go ahead and meditate and go ahead and put on the waves. But I told myself, okay, Pam, you got to wake up at this time. You need to wake up at least by 7, right? Because I was just going to put them on and just let it play and see how far I got. Tanya Bumberry, your first live. Happy Sunday. Shayla, hey, girl, hey. So I did it. I put it on. And what happened was, after each wave, I actually woke up and I checked the clock like I came to. Woke up, checked the clock. But the second time I did, well, 2, I did wave 5 and 6 from wave 1 again, had a completely different experience. But there is something the same in the experience where that bright light shows up, right? This time, the bright light didn't the last time I did it, which was a few days ago, I felt this warm wave sensation. I saw a bigger, beautiful, more perfect version of myself. I was I could see myself on the bed. I could also see my astral or my spirit body, but also while I was outside of my body looking at my body, I could see a more perfect version of myself. So in essence, in my astral projection, I saw 3 of me, right? The actual physical body that was laying on the bed, me, my spirit form that just popped out of my body, and then the more perfect, bigger, it's like a huge version of me. It was beautiful, and it touched my forehead right here. And when it touched my forehead, you did. Hold on, Dana. Hold on, let me go back to it. Hold on. Touched my forehead, and when it touched my forehead, I felt this warm wave, this warm sensation flow through my body. It began at my feet, came all the way up, but as it got to my head and it got right here and it reached right here with a hand, had its hand placed right in the middle of my forehead, light began to burst through from my body, from every angle of my body, and then my head got full of light to where it was like I could see the light flowing through my body, just like psh, it burst through my head. My entire body was filled with light. And then everywhere that I could see all around me, for as far as I could see, it was light psh, bursted out. All I could see was like bright light, right? So, but then I already had realized that I was astral projecting. It was beautiful, and yet it still kind of freaked me out. And I jumped back in my body and I woke up like, what was that? Right? So went back again last night. Tajul's Rasta president. Y'all bless. Went back in, well, early this morning. Kind of went through the process and everything. But this time I could see myself on the bed. Like I still ain't left out my room yet. I'm still like hovering around my body. I don't know. I don't know if I'm scared to leave out the room, but I think I'm going back doing it so much. I'm trying to just pay attention to everything before I venture outside my bedroom, right? And so, but this time, the bright light, it I can't even really say it was in a form of a figure. It was probably about as tall. If it was a figure, it probably stood as tall as my husband stands over me. My husband's like 6'3", right? So it stood that tall and it came walking in the room. It was just like a bright light, right? And it was walking over towards the bed and I could see it. I didn't know because while I was astral projecting, I was trying to figure out who or what the bright light was. Was it me? Like I was conscious of all of this while I was astral projecting early this morning. Was it me from the last time that put the hand over the head, or is it like a different body of energy, right? But it was walking towards me, and as it was walking towards me, I just got back in my body and woke. I still be a little scary, y'all. I'm just trying to figure everything out. So I just, as it came close, I just like, yeah, I'll see you later, and woke up. But when I woke up this time, it was 6:30, right? So it was 6:30 when I woke up that time. I was like, let me just go ahead and get up. I ain't even gonna go into I ain't even gonna go into the next wave. But I did. I fell back to sleep again. Um, I fell back to sleep again, but then I actually went into a couple other dreams. One, I'm thinking, I don't know, because I didn't. I'm thinking it was more of a dream. But when my husband woke up this time, he was telling me about the dream that he had when we was sitting and we was talking. But it was another couple present. While I was asleep that time, I also had a dream that me and my husband was sitting down and we were talking. But not another couple present. It was just me and him having a conversation. So I'm listening. I was like, okay, that's kind of interesting what y'all was talking about. I was like, because I just had a dream, but we was having a conversation kind of similar to this, but it's weird. Okay. So the conversation that was happening between this other couple, this woman was talking about her husband, whose name was also James. And he said he couldn't quite understand what the conversation was, but whatever it was that this other couple, this woman was talking about her husband, she said, yeah, my James do the same thing. He said, that's really all I can remember about that. But in the dream that I had with me and him sitting and talking, there wasn't another couple present, but we were talking about um something that was similar that somebody else had. And I was like, yeah, let them know I got that too. It was weird. So I'm wondering, I was like, was it an astral projection or was it like a synchronization of dream? I don't know, y'all. I'm still it's weird and it's interesting. So I don't know. But I had a couple other dreams. And the last dream I had, it was actually about another family member, but it threw me over the time that I was supposed to have been getting up. That's like, oh crap, I should have just got up at 6:30. And that's when I made the post. We'll be live at 8 p.m. I mean, I'm sorry, 8 a.m. I was like, let me hurry up and move through here. But yeah, Dana said I did 5 and 6 several times yesterday. I saw a bright light, but no projection. Third eye opened up. Yeah, like I get that part. Like the third eye is like completely open. If it ain't open while I'm in the physical matter reality, it's definitely open when I go have an out of body experience, or whether you want to call it astral projection, right? But yeah, there's definitely a sign that the third eye has opened up, right? So, but okay. I'm gonna try. I don't know if I want to do it again. I done it so much. I'm really ready to move to wave two, track one. But I'm really curious. The scene keeps changing. I'm thinking I might do it one more time just to see what happens with this bright light, where it comes from this time, right? I don't know. All right, y'all. But anyway, happy Sunday. It is February the 27th, 2022. Day 42 of year 4 of reading through the books of the law and the prophets, and of the 4-year consecutive day count, day 1060. Today, we're going to start tablet. Hold on. I got to look. Did we start? I think we started tablet C and we was going through the whatchamacallits. Yeah, the crossings. Okay. We're in tablet C. And we're going to pick up where we left off on page 85. And then we're going to hop over into My Big Toe and pick up where we left off at yesterday, still in chapter 24. But we might get to the end of it today. I think it's just a little bit left. It finished that little shorter side and it's about to start another one. All right. So with that being said, oh yeah, great spirit, the great creator of all, continue to lead us and guide us into all truth and help us, give us the ability to adjust the falsities that we may still be carrying with us, so that we can adjust to the bigger picture, to the bigger picture of truth, so that we walk in truth in all that we do. All right, y'all. Page 85. So we know that who was it? Ishtar, she descended into the underworld. It was sounding real Jesus Christy like, right? Hung on the cross and everything. Then rose, and then when she rose, all the dead that was down there rose with her. I'm just like, yeah, no, that's real New Testament-y Jesus Christy like. Yep. Okay. So we paused at the crossings of the sons of fire, the bright things from the land of twilight dawning, between the land of light and the land of darkness, between the splendor and the gloom. They are the lands beyond the veiled threshold. And in the front of the veiled threshold is the land of the living. The seeker embarks by boat on the waters of illusion. Guided by two opposing beings, the boat capsizes. A young maiden desired to drag the seeker down to the depths, and the decrepit man grasped him strong, wanting to keep him afloat. The seeker struggles against him at the shores of the light of truth. The young maiden transforms into a decrepit hag, and the decrepit man is transformed into a comely youth. Like a drowned corpse, the seeker lies on the sands of the shadow and contemplating, I'm sorry, like a drowned corpse, the seeker lies on the sands of shadow, contemplating that he had fought against the man that saved him. The beautiful one comes forth and is attended by handmaidens, accompanied by the companions of the seeker during earth life. They stand about us as welcomers and the soul self that desires embrace. The beautiful one speaks over the corpse. Raise yourself up and cast away the iniquities of your mortality. The seeker rises, opening the shield. I'm sorry. The seeker rises, opening, then shielding his eyes to the beautiful one, and servants of the beautiful one weep the blood. Okay. And servants of the beautiful one weep the blood of the seeker in his life. The seeker says, I have come forth that the dead might live and the blind may see. Still sounding Jesus Christy like. The soul self says, I have come forth to embrace, protect, and shield you. The spirit of seeker is awakened in the land of immortality. It shines brightly in the land beyond the horizon. He, spirit of the seeker, is the risen hero, God of the horizon. Do not offend by thinking him dead because he can never die, as he lives forever in the land of the ever living. You should not weep for the fallen body of the seeker, as your tears and lamentations for him will restrain his spirit. But now it is a time for farewell. Now, I'm sorry. But now it is a time for farewells and the closing of the gate. The departed seeker, risen to glory, has left the living to sorrow. We offer our services to him. May he speak well of us when coming forth. Arise, greet the one who arrives, clad in all clean white clothing. He brings the crown of the heavens. He brings the scepter of the king. He brings the staff of righteousness and the priceless stone. Take them all up and become perfect. Yes, Mr. Murphy. You just want to sit here and pick with me this morning. Eternal one, hear the words, penetrate the skies.
What you trying to say?
Eternal one, hear the words, penetrate the skies
You hear the words
with the smoke.
Like when I pick it too.
Listen.
Huh?
Go over there, finish eating up your food.
Like when I pick it too.
Oh, great spirit, Yah, you are one. Speak quietly to our spirit in this physical body. Your truth, welcome home those innocent spirits being killed now in Europe. Glory and praise, oh great spirit. Hallelujah. Thank you for that. Yahuwah is one. Audrey, shalom, shalom.
Don't forget what I'm talking about.
No, it's not forget what you're talking about.
Answer my question.
Yes, I do.
I can pull something up.
Look, back up. Eternal one.
All of this right here.
Look, you made me miss my whole spot. Listen. Okay. Yes, I love all. What you jump for? I was about to say, yes, I love all of this.
Like that.
I love all of that.
Got that.
Back up. Let me go back up. Arise, greet the one who arrives clad all in clean white clothing. He brings the crown of the heavens. He brings the scepter of the king. He brings the staff of righteousness and the priceless stone. Take them all up and become perfect. Eternal one, hear the words, penetrate the skies with the smoke of incense. Allow no stooping shadow to haunt or defame the spirit. Guard the dark gate that no abomination will creep through, and allow no vile darkness to contaminate the body with illness. You can bring no harm, dwellers beyond the western waters.
Remember, you didn't give me no kiss this morning.
Give me a kiss, baby.
How you leave my presence and you don't kiss this?
I kissed you earlier.
In your dreams, you did. You did not kiss me. You didn't even
Give me a
touch
kiss.
my lips.
Give me a kiss.
How dare you not?
Give me a kiss. Okay. Eternal One, hear the words, penetrate the skies with the smoke of incense. Allow no stooping shadow to haunt or defame the spirit. Guard the dark gate.
Don't look at me like
That
that.
no-
That wasn't the right kiss. No, I'm joking.
Guard the dark gate that no abomination will creep through, and allow no vile darkness to contaminate the body with illness. You can bring no harm, dwellers beyond the western waters. According to the words of the coming forth of the sons of fire, the ones who walked and spoke with the men of earth are now distant, living the lives of splendor in the eternal shining ones. They now stand to weigh the spirit of men at their deaths and aid them on their travels to the spaces between heaven. The seeker bathes in the lake of beauty and drinks from the fountain of life. He beholds the twilight spirits who are purged of their wickedness and lust, and yet they remain captive to the lords of the fate, destinies. The Lord of life directs their journeys back and forth, their tests and trial. This is the lore of the seeker who is raised from the dead as the risen one, and coming forth, he is the newcomer. This is the lore of the journey to the outer tracks of the between, and the path taken by those who've been laid to rest in catacombs and tombs. When passing through the house of clearing, the departure is not delayed. At the place of waiting, the ferryman comes, and there is no fee to pass. The newcomer waits, then says, "Ferryman, take me to the realm of the blessed, as I am purified and cleansed of all mortal iniquities, and am anxious to come forth unto my destination." "Show me your token," says the ferryman, "proof that you have passed the test, and also evidence for your destination." "My token is the light." My token is the light. "My token is the light," the newcomer responds, "and you will find my name written in the book of sacred mysteries." And in brackets, the sacred book of mysteries is the sacred book of life. "Come, take me over the waters that I may play in the fields of peace." The ferryman is skeptical. The newcomer continues, "I have passed the test before heaven and earth and am allowed to come forth. I claim this right by the virtue of my deeds on earth. I am the bright one, and men on earth speak well of me in my absence." "Remove your hood," the ferryman says, "that I may see your true form." "Make for no more delays," replies the newcomer, removing his hood. "Quickly, we must depart to travel the waters to the other side. Test me no further, ferryman. My sign and seal go before me. By the names of gods to men, I can dispel all glamours of illusion." Ooh, oh my goodness, that is so good. That is so good. Trina, I just saw your comment. I know he do something to you. That smile you get when he is in your presence. Love it. He do a little something. He do a little something. He didn't go back upstairs now. Okay. I'm gonna read this again. Something, oh man. It's talking about I can dispel all glamours of illusion. Different things that's happening that I'm understanding. I'm really just like taking my time just to really sit and think about life, how I'm observing life. Also, the book that I shared with y'all called um Sudden Understanding. It's going through a part where it's showing you literally how to observe what's going on. And I literally been doing, I'm like, yo, wait a minute. It's If y'all didn't get the book, y'all absolutely have to get that book when you get a chance. They have it on Kindle where you can like download it. It's cheap. I think it's maybe like $4 if I remember correctly, the downloaded version. But I know a few people have gotten the printed version. But it's really interesting, some of the things that I've actually been doing, just sitting back, meditating, paying attention to, looking at different things happening around the world, the different type of illusions the different cultural groups have that they have to come out of. Remember how we talked about beating the different levels of the game? There are different obstacles, all of these things, even what's going on now with Russia. And it's terrible what's happening, the war that's going on between them and Ukraine. And it's always devastating for us because naturally we're loving human beings, and seeing such torture and disaster, it really does something to us, and quite a lot, because I've seen somebody posted a couple of videos from some of the soldiers that have their cell phones and actually showing the dead bodies, and some of them on fire, and some of them pulling bodies, blood all in the back of the truck when they pulling the bodies out, moving around. I'm like, oh my gosh, it was hard to get through it, you know, and that's terrible. But still understanding that we are, I don't know, I don't even know how you begin to explain that to somebody who is in who is in that type of state right now when their countries are at war. It's like, how do you explain that to them? Like, although they have left their body, they're not really dead. They're still here, but they've just shed this physical form. It's, I don't know. So now I'm looking at all of this, right? So I'm just really sitting back thinking, looking at some of the stuff. Haven't really, the most I haven't said is repeating this prayer that you, who was one that they just posted in regards to that, because I'm really like looking at some stuff, and it's making me look at death in a whole nother way. Not that it's any less devastating to those who get the news of a loved one passing, but it's interesting what death really is. And you begin to look at it a little different when you realize, and you actually know, not just mentally assenting to, oh yes, they're still here. No, like really actually like what we're doing, getting out of your body and realizing that, yo, this literally just like a coat that the spirit has on that's seen here by everybody. But like, you're still here when you take your coat off. Like, but it's like you go invisible. It's like this cloak of invisibility is thrown over you when you take the coat off. Kind of. I think, did I say that right? Yeah. So yeah. So when we put the flesh on, it's like, oh, there you are. You take it off. Where did you go? I'm still here. You just can't see me. All right, throw that cloak back over you so we can see you, so we can deal with you here. You know. So it's like that. I've really been looking at it. It's heartbreaking looking at some of those videos, and I couldn't even get through. It's like two of them. They're really extremely graphic, and now I'm at tears watching. I was like, I can't watch it, but something is driving me to watch it, and I'm just like looking at it, observing different things. I don't know. I don't really want to get into it, but it's making me look at things a little bit differently. And I thought about that when it talks about, I can dispel all the glamours of illusion. That might be in our title for today, because literally a lot of this, it's the different illusions that are being set up, and it's literally, we have to pass tests to get through it. The first big illusion we must get over, pass, and understand is that we are not our body. That's the first illusion that we have to recognize, which those of us here, not just us, but quite a few other people around the world that's waking up, they waking up to that illusion. Oh snap, begin to play around with it a little bit. Wait a minute, we are really not ourselves, jumping in and out of the body. Like, wait a minute, hold up, okay, y'all get it. Let me go back up. I'm gonna start when the ferryman first come into the picture. At the place of waiting, the ferryman comes, and there is no fee to pass. The newcomer waits, then says, Ferryman, take me to the realm of the blessed, as I am purified and cleansed of all mortal iniquities, and am anxious to come forth unto my destination. Remember, the book of the dead, it's for the living who are about to cross over, and for you to understand why you're still alive, what's happening. So it's like the instructions left for you before you get into that realm, right? Thank y'all, that's been developed a little bit more to where we understand, and it's not just for when you die, right? because you ain't gonna need it then. These are instructions before you go to get you acquainted, let you understand that there is another realm. You should wake up now before you go there, right? Or you won't be able to pass. At the place of waiting, the ferryman comes, and there is no fee to pass. The newcomer waits, then says, Ferryman, take me to the realm of the blessed, as I am purified and cleansed of all mortal iniquities, and am anxious to come forth unto my destination. Show me your token, says the ferryman, proof that you have passed the test, and also evidence for your destination. My token is the light, the newcomer responds, and you will find my name is written in the book of sacred mysteries. Life, come, take me over the waters that I may play in the fields of peace. The ferryman is skeptical. The newcomer continues, I have passed the test before heaven and earth and am allowed to come forth. I claim this right by the virtue of my deeds on the earth. I am the bright one, and men on earth speak well of me in my presence. Remove your hood, the ferryman says, that I may see your true form. Make for no more delays, replies the newcomer, removing his hood. Quickly, we must depart to travel the waters to the other side. Test me no further, ferryman. My sign and seal go before me. By the names of gods to men, I can dispel all glamours of illusion. Crossing the waters, the newcomer becomes the pilgrim. The pilgrim passes the dark guardian. Hold on, I need a sip of water. I'm sorry. All the talking that I did earlier this morning, I think my voice would be clear. Talking about before I came live, me and my husband. Okay. Crossing the waters, the newcomer becomes the pilgrim. The pilgrim passes the dark guardian, the watcher at the gate. Outside the place of union, he waits, standing fast and firmly. Watcher at the gate alerts the pilgrim. Allow me to pass. After taking the fee to get through, the watcher says the word, pass. Coming forth, the pilgrim stands before the womb of creation, and as a newly planted seed, he is dressed in the robe of glory. The great gate is open to the united being in the east. The gate to the between, outside, leading to the source of God's, the creator of the great eternal mysteries. The pilgrim and shadow pass through a side gate to darkness, where the lost ones of vile darkness remain, those who serve evil on earth. The test will be to not stop, to succumb to the cries of the doom. Hold on. Okay. The test will be to not stop, to succumb to the cries of the doomed. Continuing, pass to the fields of peace where resides the glorious ones. All right, and so the next section is called Coming Forth and Crossing Kurt Netter, and this is Egyptian. Hail to you, bull of Amentet, bull of heaven. Thoth, the timeless king, is with me. I am the great God beside the heavenly boat. I am one of the gods, those divine chiefs, who prove the truth of the speech of Osiris. And it has reference 32. 32, Osiris, literally Asar or star. That's what Osiris means. Literally Asar or star. I am one of the gods, those divine chiefs who prove the truth of the speech of Osiris before his enemies on the day of word weighing. Osiris, I am your kinsman, and I have fought on your behalf. I am of the gods who were children of the goddess Nut, who hacked the enemies of Osiris to pieces, who have bound the demonic horrors of Cebu on his behalf. Horus, I am your kinsman, and have fought on your behalf. I am Thoth, he who proved the truth of the words of Osiris before the enemies of Osiris on the day of word weighing in the great house of the prince who dwells in Anu. I am Teti, or no, I am Titi, conceived and birthed in Tetu. I am with the mourners for Osiris in Tau Rekati, proving the true words of Osiris before his enemies. Ra commanded Thoth to prove the true words of Osiris. What was commanded for Osiris, let it be done for me by Thoth. I am with Horus on the dressing day of Tesh. I am the opener of the hidden water springs for the absolution of Ertab. I am the gate opener of the Shetat. And Shetat has reference 33. Shetat literally shrine or shrine gate. I am the gate opener to the Shetat in Rastu. I am with Horus, protecting the left shoulder of Osiris. Coming forth, I return to the company of the fire gods on the day of destruction for the demonic hordes of Sebu and Sekhem. I am with Horus during the festivals and offerings to Osiris, especially the festival celebrated on the 6th day of the month of the moon and on the day of the Tenat festival in Anu. I am the Ub, or the priest, in Tetu, Rera, the dweller in Per Asar. I salute the one who sits in the high place of the country. I uncover the hidden secrets in Rastu. I intone the words of liturgy for the festival of the god of souls in Tetu. I am the Sim, or the priest, who performs duties in the temple. I am the Ker Heb, the priest, who serves the temple when the Henu Sekher boat is set upon its divine journey. On digging day, I take up the tool to dig in the earth of Hensu. Hail to you who makes perfect souls for entering the house of Osiris. Coming forth, let his soul enter and be with you in the house of Osiris. Let this soul hear as you hear. Let this soul, him, have sight as you see. Let this soul stand as you stand. Let this soul take his seat as you take your seats. Hail to offerers of cakes and ale to perfect souls in the house of Osiris. Let this soul be nourished each day on cakes and ale, morning and evening. Let the soul be nourished. He who speaks true words before the gods, let him be nourished who speaks true words to the lords of Abydos. Hail to you who opens the gates to the other world and who perfects souls to the house of Osiris. Open up the gates to the other world for him, this soul, and act as a guide to the and act as a guide to the road of the soul of Osiris, chief scribe Osiris, the chief registrar of all the offerings made to the gods. May this soul enter the house of Osiris with boldness. Coming forth, may this soul emerge from the house of Osiris in peace. May this soul experience no opposition and not be refused or returned. May this soul enter under the favor of Osiris. Coming forth, may this soul be fulfilled by accepting the true words. Coming forth, may the true words be exalted in the house of Osiris, and true words travel with you. And may this soul be glorious as you are. May this soul not be found out of balance. Coming forth, may balance be exalted in matters of the house of Osiris. Shining brilliantly, I come forth. Protect me from the judgment of the people. May my soul be lifted up before Osiris, a perfect soul, having been purified when living on earth. May I come into thy presence, Lord of the gods. May I rise on the seat of Ma'at. Remember, Ma'at is righteousness and justice. May I rise on the seat of Ma'at like a God endowed with life. May I give forth light like the company of the gods who dwell in heaven. Coming forth, may I become like one of you. May I set my footsteps in the town of Ker Aha. May I set my may I set my gaze on the movement of the Sektet boat of Sa. May I look upon the lords of the Tuat, and Tuat is land of the dead, also Kutha or Kutha. And the first Kutha was with a C, and the second Kutha was with a K. Mom, shalom, shalom. May I look upon the lords of the Tuat and not be repulsed. May I smell and savor the food of the company of the gods. May I sit and dine in the company of the gods. May my name be proclaimed by offerings of the Kerheb, the priest. May I hear the petitions made at the altars of sacrifice. May neither my heart, soul, nor its Lord be denied or repulsed. Hail to you, Osiris, chief of Amentet, who resides in Nefer. Osiris, may I come forth in peace to Amentet. May the lords of Ta Kesert receive me and say to me, Hail to you, hail and welcome, welcome. May the lords make a seat ready for me at the side of the president of the chiefs. May the nursing goddess receive me at the proper seasons. Coming forth, may I behold the unnefer, true word. May I come forth a servant, priest of Horus and Rastu. May I come forth a servant, priest of Osiris and Tetu. May I be a participant in all the transformations my heart desires, and may I appear in every place that my Ka or my double wishes to be. A book that we're going to read, it talks about the Ka and the Ba. The Ba is the body, the spirit, or what it calls here the double or our astral form, is our spirit, the Ka, Kaba, Merkaba, right? Just a chariot for the spirit. Okay. The next section, coming forth and crossing the Amentet, Egyptian. Hail to you, lords of Ka, well, it has a U now. Oh, it makes it plural. It's Ka, but Kau is doubles. Ka is double, Kau or Kau. Hmm, hmm. It's doubles with S. Okay. Hail to you, Lord. Hail to you, lords of Kau, doubles. You who are without sin, who live for the endless ages of time which make up eternity. Coming forth, I have opened up a way for myself to you. Coming forth, I have become a spirit in my forms. I have become master of the words of magic power, Haku, which are words of power, Haku. Well, what I read and some of the versions I got is Haku. Here it's spelled Hekau, Hiku, Hiku, magic words of power. I have become the master of the words of magic power, Heku. Deliver me from the crocodile residing in this country of truth. Grant my mouth that speak the words, true speech, and cause sanctified offerings to be made to me in your presence. Coming forth, I know you and I know your names. And I know the name of the mighty God, the one who comes before you, Tekhem. He opens his path on the eastern horizon of heaven. His radiance moves toward the western horizon of heaven. When he moves, may he carry me with him. May I find sanctuary. Let not the Meshket, 35, Meshket is bull's thing or iron adze, indicative of the dipper constellation shape. Okay. And may I find sanctuary. Let not the Meshket make an end of me. Let not the demonic hordes of Cebu gain mastery over me. Let me not be turned from the doors to the other world, Tuat. And Tuat is where go back, land of the dead, also Kutha or Kutha. Okay. Let me not be turned from the doors to the other world, to what? Let me not the gate be closed to me. The cakes of offerings are in the city of Pei, and the ale of offerings is in the city of Tep, and the celestial houses of heaven, fashioned by Tem, my divine Father. Let my hands carry the wheat and barley of offering, that which shall be given to me in abundant measure. And may my son make ready the food of my offering. Coming forth, grant me sanctified meals, incense, such in Amentet, and all the pure and beautiful things that a God lives on, all the transformations which please me to assume, and grant me the power to float down and sail up the stream in Sekhet Aru, field of reeds, and may I reach Sekhet Hetepet, field of offerings. Coming forth, I am the twin lion gods, Shu and Tefnut. All right, where we at? Mm. It's Sunday. Let's finish reading. Let's finish reading tablet C. It's two more little sections, and then we'll read a little bit of my big toe.
It's that big blue book you got upstairs.
Oh, the Ohopsy. I think
Yeah.
I said it right. Look in it.
Where you get that at? I did.
Oh.
Where you get that at?
I ordered from Amazon.
Oh, okay. Big old book, man.
It's like the big old holy Bible. It's like that size of that Bible that my grandma used to have. It was really huge, about that size.
Yeah, you're right. It
Yeah.
is. It's some big ones that
Yeah.
you stay on that one page. Didn't nobody read?
Just open it up, put it in the middle of the coffee table.
Just leave it there. Don't close that Bible.
Yeah. Okay.
What people used to have old pictures? My family used to put dead folk pictures and obituaries. I'm like, that's a spooky Bible. Yeah.
Yeah. It also have like, well, that one doesn't, but the bigger, older Bibles actually have like the family tree and the genealogy and stuff in the back.
You're right.
Kind of like my which one has that? I have one where I started writing all our stuff in the back of it. I forget which one it was, but I got one in there.
What if we have another child? Would you want to just add a branch?
Yes, I would add the child to the branch. I like how you just threw that in. Like we're gonna have another child.
I was just saying.
Let me finish. Human tar crossing to the underworld. Reference 36, adapted from the Colburn text. Y'all may be familiar with the Colburn Bible. I know a couple people talked about it. Okay. Sometime after the great deluge came the sleep of Yadol, and with forgetfulness, no man remembered the means to honor Yadol, for such grew well beyond their understanding. But human tar, son of Nimrod, loved him dearly, and to Anchiti he was never forgotten. What magic sleep is this, that it would remove Yadol from us? Had Yadol decayed into the dust of nothingness, as visibly it appears so? Or does Yadol live on in some strange eternal dream sleep? Human tar had spent many hours at the feet of Nintursu the wise, yet was given a blank stare and deaf ears from his companion. He was forced to behold the fear of the certainty of death. Coming forth, as had so many before him, he decided to penetrate the gate of the dead. He took audience with the queen, Deidi, great queen, you who are exalted above all others, great lady of battles, who extends her might to the warriors of justice, dwelling here beneath your shadow. I am as a cat among birds. I am a wild boar among a docile herd. I will therefore spread my wings to fly and go to a distant land to communicate with my God. I will seek entry through the gate of the dead. Uncertain is my heart, so consumed with sorrow is my heart. My spirit is restless. I go forth to discover if my companion yet lives in the land of shadows. The queen, Deidi, answered, why must you leave us to communicate with your God? He is so small that he can only be found in one. I'm sorry. Is he so small that he can only be found in one remote place? Human Tar replied to the queen, it is not because of smallness that I quest for my God, but from the greatness. A lady of the household may go to the dressmaker, but it is the dressmaker that comes to the queen. The crowd in the assembly of the royal household murmured, but Queen Deidi gave them no attention. Then she said, perhaps this source of all gods does exist, or perhaps not. Who besides you even knows of this lore? And it is more likely that a great God such as this would be worshipped by gods rather than by men. Is that not so? It is more likely that the lesser gods created beneath this God would be the intermediaries between the God and men. Is that not so? For when a man of a household seeks my palace for justices, is it me that he approaches or a subordinate officer beneath me? Both of us, sir, do believe that there is an all source above all gods, but we have learned that this being is so great that it is beyond approach of mere human mortals. I suppose only in this part do we have opposition, you and I. With that, Humantar departed from the royal courts of Queen Deity. Restless, he made ready the journey, leaving the queen's lands. Accompanying him on the journey was the young Anchiti. Yeah, I think I'm saying that wrong. Accompanying him on his journey was the young Anchiti. They followed the way of the golden chariot to the land of Megan and the dwellings of Formana. Strong armed, they took up shelter. It has two F's. I'm gonna just say Formana. It's Formana, Formana. Okay. Formana asked Humantar the purpose of his travels. To this, Humantar replied, I go to seek the temple of Amartit, 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 hidden on a mountain just beyond the river in this very forest. I will find a gate there to which I possess the key. To this, Formana said, but none may pass through that way and return. This I know is true, and yet I have heard nothing before of a key. Humantar brought out the great key, and it was shaped like the sword, Adaz of the bull's thigh, Heku. Humantar left for Mana to find solitude to pray. When Humantar to the dwellings of Formana, he felt renewed. Let's hold on. When Humantar to the dwellings of Formana, he felt renewed, but Formana tried to deter him from continuing his quest. To this, Humantar replied, I cannot be moved on this matter. Though the journey may be a long and unknown road, and perhaps you are right when you say a road of no return, I will go forth to fight the battle, as I do not the terror at the gate, nor the terrors I behold in the realm of Akamen. For a moment considering, then Formana spoke, then I will go with you through the forest. Protesting there was, but Anchiti agreed to remain there. Humantar and Formana left to follow the river. Anchiti remained behind to protect the daughters of Formana. Humantar and Formana came to the edge of the forest and were attacked by wild cats, but they overcame the beasts. In the forest, they beheld great trees they had never seen before. They traveled without sleep, fearing the dangerous thing that stalked the woods. Only upon coming to the foothills of the mountain did they sleep. The next morning they climbed the mountain. After a while they came to a cave, the gate of the dead. Humantar left, for Mana remained just beyond the clearing before the cave, and he left to seek out the guardian of the gate. He then saw an old woman sitting on a stone, and he said, I am enlightened one who comes forth to enter the realm of the dead, the threshold of the other world, the gate of the veil. Before Humantar was allowed to pass, the woman asked him three questions, which all who desired to rise upon the spheres must know the answers. He went forth into the dark passage of the cave. He came before the guardian of the gate, and the gate waited. He came before the guardian of the gate, and the gate waited the terror at the gate. Taking up his sword, Humantar faced them cautiously, using the key, filled using the key, filled the air with such a clamor that none could behold. When the noise had subsided, the guardian and the terror disappeared. Further into the cave could be caught the promise of daylight. He emerged on the other side of the mountain from the cave, and it was daylight in the realm of Akamen. Humantar saw no guardians at the seven bolted gates. A voice came from nowhere and tested him with seven questions. As he answered each, a bolt was released and the gate. Hold on. Hold on. As he answered each, a bolt was released and a gate was cracked. In the courtyard, Humantar was set upon by four beasts, beings that have fed upon dead corpses of men. It sounds like these dead corpses are people who try to access this realm without the proper authority. Remember the first guardian gatekeeper? Let me see your past. My past is this light. And at this point, I'm so glad that I'm seeing light when I go out of body and trying to figure out what this light is. Right? Okay. Hold on. He emerged on the other side of the mountain from the cave, and it was daylight in the realm of Akamen. Human Tar saw no guardians at the seven bolted gates. A voice came from nowhere and tested him with seven questions. As he answered each, a bolt was released and the gate was cracked. In the courtyard, Human Tar was set upon by four beasts, beings that have fed upon the dead corpses of men. Coming forth, he passed through the hall of contest where the good and evil entities fight the eternal battle for the souls of men. From the halls of contest, he came into the chamber of death. He seated himself on the stone of Malakam and waited. By the will of Akamen, human tar was allowed to come forth. He entered into the place of the gate of the spheres. This human tar opened with the great key and passed. Human tar entered the realm of the dead. Without the great key, there would be no return from this place. A thick, misty smoke emerged, gathering about him. Then there stood a being, radiant as the sun, lovely as the moon. A voice was raised asking why he had approached the realm of the dead. To this, Human Tar answered, "Beautiful vision before me, my heart grows heavy. For to gain entrance here, I have fought contests most inhuman. In spite of this, I come forth, now seeking my friend, my companion of the hunt, a loyal acquaintance of my past." The beautiful form responded, saying, "The one you seek now lies beyond the river of death. Since you have come forth past the guardians of the gate, you are permitted to go there. You must know, however, that in the middle of the river of death there grows the forbidden tree which you may not eat. Go now, then return this way." Human Tar crossed over the river of death. Into the land of waiting he went, the place where the spirits shine. He came forth through the great gate and emerged in the place of glory, the land of eternal living. His eyes fell upon those of Yadol. He had discovered his friend, his trusted companion of the hunt. Yadol spoke with Human Tar at length of the things men have forgotten and unknown truths they spoke. At one time, humans were permitted to cross from one sphere to the other, but then the veils between the worlds was thickened, and now men must cross the dark gates to come forth onto the spheres. And as more time passes, this will no longer be open to men. These and other things the men spoke of. Eventually, Human Tar decided to return. He again crossed over the river of death, protected by the powers of the great key. He made his way past the beautiful illuminated beings. He made his way past the courtyard and the seven bolted gates. He made his way through and out the mouth of the darkened cave. For Mana still waited for him at the entrance of the cave. He rose from his stoop to greet Human Tar, saying, "I saw you with the dead, lying as stiff I'm sorry. I saw you with the dead, lying as a stiff corpse. I feared for your life that you would be unable to return. But now I see you have come forth brilliantly, shining and renewed. Let us now depart from this place, for I am weary from the long watch." So apparently he went into this cave and it looked like he just died, or he went into a astral projection session, right? That's what this looked like to me. I'm going to read that again. For Mana still waited for him at the entrance of the cave, and he rose from his stoop to greet Human Tar, saying, "I saw you with the dead, lying as a stiff corpse. I feared for your life that you would be unable to return, but now I see you have come forth brilliantly, shining and renewed. Let us now depart from this place, for I am weary from the long watch." From the cave and the mountain they departed. They made it through and passed out of the forest. They were set upon by many things which they fought, coming forth from the portals and many faceted gates. They returned to the serene countryside of Fermana. And that was the end of that one. Where we at? Ooh, 54 minutes. Oh. Well, it's literally this one page and then it's tablet D. So let me finish this and we'll do a few minutes of my big toe. The opening of the mouth, Egyptian. I rise up, emerging. I come out of the egg in the hidden land. Yea, may my mouth has been given to me that I may speak in the presence of the great God who is true, the Lord of the Tuwat, the word of truth. Let me not be rejected from the presence of the Chachatu. I think I said it wrong. Chachu. Tachatu. It's one of them words like T'Challa. Chachu. Forgive me. I know I messed it up, y'all. Okay. Let me not be rejected from the presence of the T'Chachu, the chiefs which are above any god. Yea, I am Osiris, the Lord of Rastu. Yea, I, the Osiris, the scribe whose word is truth, or Ma'at, have my seat with him who rests at the top of the pyramid. Yea, I have come forth from the island of Nesert, and I have extinguished the unquenchable fire. Yes, I gave it to him for a few minutes. Don't whine. I just wanted to get up there first. Yeah, I know, but I let him get on it first. Hail to you, Lord of the light, the guardian of the temple, the prince of the night, who appears in abysmal darkness, like the abysmal. Maybe it's abysmal. Okay, let me read that again. The prince of the night who appears in abysmal darkness. Yea, I have come forth to you, shining, brilliant, and pure. My hands are clasped with yours. Remember the covenant of your ancestors. Give to me the mouth that is mine, that I may speak with it. Guide my heart at its proper season. May I be as a flame, a star in the night. Yea, the God Ptah, and they have Inky. We know Ptah is Inky. Yea, the God Ptah, Inky, shall open up my mouth. The local God of my town shall remove the gag from my mouth. Then Thoth shall emerge, who is fluent in the words. He said you can have it? Okay. Then Thoth shall emerge, who is fluent in the words, and he shall untie the bindings that Set has put over my mouth. Then Tim shall return the gag and bindings to those to whom they belong. Then shall the god Shu open up my mouth and make an opening into my mouth with the same Haku iron a days used to open the mouth of the god. So the Haku, the magical words of power. I actually have two books from the Gallery of Magic. It's called Words of Power. They don't call them Haku. They just call it the definition of the actual Egyptian name. Haku, Heku, Haku. Yeah. They just give you the definition, but it is that. I have two of them. Then shall the god Shu open up my mouth and make an opening into my mouth with the same Haku iron of days used to open the mouth of the gods. And inside of I think it's inside the meditation book. We're gonna read. I think it's inside of that one where it go. I think it could have been one of my other ones. I gotta double check. I think it goes into a little bit about the opening of the mouth after you get the mummy woke, how you open the mouth and begin to speak. Actually, I think the opening of the mouth happens first in order to speak the words of life or the words of power to wake the mummy, to help wake the mummy up, right? The flesh. I think I got that right. Don't quote me. I gotta go back and check. Still learning, y'all. Okay.
Mom.
Yes.
Next, after that was your bubble, I think I'm gonna have patterns.
I'll let you get on in a few.
No, on the laptop.
Not on the laptop. I got a couple things I need to do on my laptop too.
Is it in the chair?
We'll talk about this in a minute. I'm almost done. Then shall the god Shu open up my mouth and make an opening into my mouth with the same Haku iron a days used to open the mouth of the gods. Now I sit with the goddess Sekhmet and am nursed as one of the gods. Now I am the goddess Sekhmet. I take my place at the side of Amtur, wind of heaven, and now I am the great star goddess Sa, she who makes her dwelling among the souls of Anu. Now then, concerning every spell and every word which has or shall ever be raised against me, every god of the divine company shall immediately set himself up against. That sounds like um the scripture. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Um oh, it's right on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, that's I'm gonna get it. Hold on. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. That's what it was. Yeah. Jen, morning. Belinda Brown, happy Sunday. Okay, y'all. So that was the end of tablet C.
Snap.
Yes.
You tell Zay. After that half dies, I can get on it after Zay don't get on it.
Okay, maybe I should have been just a little bit more clear. When I get done with the complete reading, not just with this portion of this book, I would deal with Isaiah when I'm done with the complete reading for today. When I close this up, we'll talk to Isaiah, right? But I gave him a little bit of time. Okay, y'all.
No, I still want to get on.
Well, sis, you ain't got no choice. Bye.
I still want to get on.
Look, girl, don't press my buttons first thing this morning. You better watch your tone, little tiny lady. Am I smiling? Am I giggling? I ain't laughing. Boy, I tell you. You know, so I be wondering sometimes, right? Because I was told, I don't necessarily remember when I was young, I had a little smart mouth, right? I didn't really have to deal with that with my boys. But this little girl baby right here, I be wondering sometimes some of the things my mama used to say to me, and I'm just like, well, maybe I did. Maybe I'm just in denial. But boy, this little girl right here. Okay, look. Okay, so we paused on page 193. We'll read it. We probably won't finish this today because it's another aside that he gets into, and it's a few pages still left in this chapter. And we had
laughing.
Girl, get down. Get down. I ain't playing with you. Go on the stairs with your daddy. Get down. Yeah, because you're gonna make me pluck you. Hop down. Being a smart aleck. Get down. Hop down. Go on the stairs with Dad. Bye.
I still didn't go upstairs.
Yo, he gonna make you put the muffin up. Then you sit over here and be quiet. Get over there and sit down.
I still don't have a
2, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah, put it in that box, little girl. Okay. Let's go back up a small paragraph just before this second short aside starts. And it says in section 5, where we discussed evolution as a process fractal, you will find the same basic evolutionary process turns up again and again at every level of reality, physical and non-physical. You will see it is the fundamental process that drives the smallest subatomic particle to populate the states available to it, and it is the same fundamental process that leads our system spinning off multiple probable realities containing multiple universes within non-physical matter reality, right? And so if you're familiar with Marvel movies, you will see them using some of these principles with the different realities and the Avengers, Endgame, all the different the possibilities, the outcomes to get to the one we want. They kind of throw that stuff in there, but if you're not paying attention, if you don't really understand it, it's just good entertainment. Oh, snap, literally. Okay. Another short aside is now necessary to define two important terms that we are going to see used repeatedly. The term OS, which stands for our system, is used often in this section as a high level descriptor of the larger place we live in. OS is discussed in more detail in chapters 7 through 9 in book 3. OS is defined to be our physical universe, PMR, physical matter reality, which is our physical universe, plus the subset of non physical matter reality that is interactive with PMR or physical matter reality. So, this level and the unseen realm that we currently operate with. Now that we know we can go in on purpose, right? In and out. That's the immediate subset of non-physical matter reality or the spirit that we can operate in also. Okay. OS is defined to be physical matter reality, our physical universe, plus the subset of non physical matter reality that is interactive with physical matter reality. Here, the notation non-physical or NPMR, and it has like a little N at the bottom of the acronym, simply represents a specific subset of NPMR. So if you're not following along in the book, you probably won't see every time it pops up. But when it does that, it's talking about this subset that we interact with the spirit that's a smaller subset of the bigger whole, right? Okay, follow along. If this terminology seems confusing, don't be concerned. It will become clear later. In the meantime, all you need to know is that operating system is our home base reality. Hold on. I said operate. It's our system. I said operating system like we're talking about the phone upgrades and stuff. Okay, OS is not operating system. It's our system, which we just described. Okay. If this terminology seems confusing, don't be concerned. It will become clear later. In the meantime, all you need to know is that OS is our home base reality, the reality system in which we primarily interact. OS is composed of interactive elements that are both physical, such as sentient beings, information, energy, physical matter, organizations, physical matter reality physics, all physical forms, and assorted critters, and non physical, such as sentient beings, information, energy, non physical matter, organizations, non physical matter reality physics, all thought forms, and assorted critters. The second concept to be discussed is that of entropy. It is my guess that most readers are not particularly brushed up on the meaning and significance of entropy, a word I use throughout this trilogy. Actually, I slipped in the first use of the word entropy toward the end of chapter 21. I hope you wouldn't mind a few isolated instances of physics speak. However, from now on, you are going to hear more about entropy. Accordingly, it is time for me to be more helpful. This aside will theoretically save you the trouble of looking up the word entropy and give you a good idea what entropy is all about without becoming too precise or technical. Okay, so it goes into the other short aside within this to explain entropy to you. I say theoretically because almost nobody actually takes the time and trouble to look something up these days. We are always in a hurry, despite how much time we have. We have a strong need to press on with or without the necessary information. Fuzzy understanding seems to always be preferred over delay or loss of continuity. Detours are fundamentally annoying beyond the extra trouble they cause. Before I get back to the task of defining entropy, let's wander a little farther down this particular rabbit hole and see what we can learn about how we personally relate to information and how we are affected by a changing Western culture that is in the process of redefining itself through a revolution in electronics and information technology. The cultural metamorphosis accompanying our transition from the industrial age to the information age is as much about who and what we are as is about what we do and how we do it. As our tools and relationships change, we and our reality change with them. From radio to TV to video games to computers, the evolution of consumer electronics has modified how humans think and interact. Most of us, like kids watching Sesame Street, need constant stimulation and constant input, or our attention wanders and boredom quickly sets in. To the electronic generation, thoughtful pauses become superfluous interruptions, and serious reflection becomes nearly impossible. Under a use it or lose it evolutionary mandate, depth and quality of thought are quickly becoming unnecessary and obsolete. In pursuit of short term goals in our professional lives and continual entertainment and stimulation in our personal lives, our attention spans grow shorter as superficiality dominates our mental processes. I understand we are all in the same boat. It's a Western cultural thing. This is how electronic entertainment and communications technology have affected our minds and thus our perception of reality. Our limited reality is slowly getting broader and shallower. The ecology of our minds is changing from a local lake to a global swamp. To come full circle along the chain of cause and effect, you should note that the quality and significance of what the commercial media and book vendors produce for us to read is generally so unchallenging and superficial that missing a few words here and there does not make a significant difference. Guess and keep going. Guess and keep going is a time saving strategy that will always appear to work reasonably well because whatever we miss, by definition, is unknown and not worth the effort. Thank you for that, Angela. I'm gonna check that out. Check out this site. Her name is Sonia Testament. Start with the one video. Looks like the tree of knowledge. I'm gonna check it out. Thank you for that. What you make that face for? You still reading?
Yeah.
We started at 8.
Oh.
Yeah. So we about done. Oh wait, hold on. Oh no. You almost got me, son. Talking about some put your thumbprint here. I thought he wanted me to unlock it. He trying to get me to download the game. Absolutely not. Gotta watch these little kids.
Why you get up that phone?
What?
What is that? iPad? No.
Yeah, an iPad.
Why you get that?
To replace my old one. Sometimes the phone is too small and I don't want to get on my laptop. So I just use that. It's kind of like the in-between medium.
You bought that for them?
No, I didn't. I bought it for me.
You don't even have it no more.
I do. I just take it from time to time.
That's sad when it's yours and you gotta take it from your own kids. That's sad.
It really is. Okay, let me finish this. Our experience tells us that what we miss can easily be surmised from the context of what we get. Finding the most productive and efficient ratio of get to miss allows us to process the huge amount of largely inconsequential information that continually bombards us. In the information age, skimming instead of reading is a survival tactic. The calculated skipping and missing of random, difficult, or prickly pieces of content eventually becomes a well justified sampling technique that ultimately grows to exclude much more than irrelevant details. All right, so and it's a third short aside within this second short aside of the first short aside. Okay. In a practical sense, anything that we define as irrelevant quickly becomes that way. You do not miss what you are unaware of. Consequently, all that lies beyond your vision appears to be irrelevant to you. That is why, yes.
I already got ready for the day.
Okay, you look very pretty too.
Hey, Mom.
Yes.
You told Zay. You already told Zay.
Yes, I did.
What's
Well,
time
no,
set?
technically I didn't. I'm gonna let him know. Zay, in a few, your time gonna be up, and I'm gonna take it. I just told him. You heard me tell him.
And that's I getting on. Mom.
Hey, we'll have this conversation later. Look, I'm almost done. Move.
She just wants to.
Yes, she does. She wants it. Okay.
She got on lots of times.
Yes, she has.
That's not fair.
But you're on it now. Go take your time. Don't stand here and argue with her about when she gonna get it.
Mom, why does it bleeding for?
I don't know. Why is it bleeding? What you do?
I bit myself with a bird.
You what?
I bit my. I bit my. I bit me when my bird was Brandon was here.
Oh, the girl. No. What bird? You just talking about that toy? And then your finger not bleeding, girl. Go on. Go on, girl. You do not miss what you are unaware of. Consequently, all that lies beyond your vision appears to be irrelevant to you. This is why the uneducated care little for education and are unaware of what they are missing. Read that again. That is why the uneducated care little for education and are unaware of what they are missing. The uneducated do not know or appreciate the deeper significance of being uneducated. I'm going to read that again too. The uneducated do not know or appreciate the deeper significance of being uneducated. A fact of life. The implications and consequences of your self imposed limitations can only be seen and appreciated by someone else who does not share them. If you wish to expand the paradigms that make up your worldview, the most salient question becomes who you're going to call. See chapter 23 of this book. Predicating the validation of a broader viewpoint upon the consensus of the people you respect and associate with is a particularly risky business you like people who are like you, people who are likely to share your basic beliefs and limitations. Among these people, you feel solid, confident, and self-assured. They confirm the soundness of your understanding and the correctness of your vision. You do the same for them. They define your community or social set at all levels of social organization. Let me take a wild guess. As I look into my crystal ball, I see that you and your best friends are aware of almost everything that is truly important for you to know. Furthermore, it appears that you and your closest associates have an excellent understanding, probably better than most, of the truth that lies beneath the surface of most events and actions. Did I guess correctly? You are not alone. Almost everyone on every side of every issue, including wackos and fanatics of all sorts, feel exactly the same way. Hey, I'm doing well the way I am. What's the big deal over a little minor ignorance? Serious ignorance. Lots of it. Much important truth lies beyond I'm sorry. Much important truth lies beyond. Is that a question? Much important truth lies beyond my vision. Bullpucky. That's impossible. You must be talking about someone else. The people I hold in low esteem are like that, but not me. I know what's really going on. And so it's backing up out of this third shorter side, going back into the second shorter side. Looking up familiar words, concepts, or events is accurately assessed as an impractical exercise by busy people who are focused outwardly on entertainment and practical information. We focus on what we value. Don't blame the media guys. They produce whatever we are willing to pay for. We value what is quick, convenient, entertaining, easy, practical, and feels good or pays well. What else is there? For most of us, that is a difficult question. The honest question to which is neither the null set or the exceedingly short list. Time management, a concept born in the industrial age, goes critical in the information age. If we are not sleeping, we are very, very busy and in hot pursuit of whatever is happening next. Most of us only value the present moment as a bridge to the future. Because we live on the run, we have a tendency to confuse life, meaning, and purpose with motion. The fact is, the choices we make that ultimately define us all occur in the present. Talk about detours. This aside containing an aside that contains yet another aside is forcing you to think in multiple layers. I need to quit and get back on track before we both get lost and decide to go watch TV instead. Okay, so now it's going back to the first aside that it started. And then we'll pause. Entropy is a physics term that you learn about when studying thermodynamics, which is why it is probably not on your list of everyday words to use. Nevertheless, because of its dramatic implications, it is reasonably well known in many technical and philosophical circles. PMR systems, or physical matter reality systems, naturally dissipate their energy. If no new energy is put into a system, the energy that is available to do the work within that system will eventually waste away. Everything, such as a new battery, has a shelf life. Constrained energy, such as a flashlight battery or a full tank of gasoline in your car, which is energy in a form that can do work, is either used up doing that work or eventually dissipates away as its shelf life is exceeded. In either case, all the original, highly organized and structured molecules and atoms making up the gasoline and automobile and the new battery and flashlight have been converted after doing work or dissipating to a new, less organized, and less structured collection of atoms and molecules, including fumes, vapor, light, heat, worn off brake and tire particles, and metal flakes in the oil that no longer can do as much work as the original configuration. We say that energy has been used up when actually it has only changed into a less structured, less usable form, such as heat that is diffused throughout the system. Any closed physical system must eventually run out of usable gas or batteries and become no longer able to do work because gas evaporates and both chemically degenerate over time, even if they are not purposely consumed to produce light or to provide transportation. We say that the entropy of the closed system has increased. Closed has nothing, closed means that nothing is added or taken away. All the same particles and same total energy remain within the system before and after. Though the total energy must remain constant, it continuously, spontaneously, and slowly changes form over time, naturally degenerates as it grows older, as well as occasionally changes form, turn on the flashlight, or ignite the gasoline rather quickly. Eventually, one way or another, the available for use full potential of a new battery or fresh tank of gasoline becomes a comparatively useless collection of uniformity, distributed vapor, radiation, and heat. The change in entropy is a measure of how much energy is now as compared to earlier no longer available to do work. Ever hold on. What? I know this word. Equivalently, entropy is a measure of the disorder within our hypothetical system, less organization and less structure among the atoms and molecules in our closed system. More entropy means more disorder and less energy that is available to do work. Conversely, less entropy means less disorder, more order and structure within the system, and that more of the system's energy is available to do work. The second law of thermodynamics states that the average entropy of the physical matter reality universe, initially assumed to be a closed system, must increase with time. This means that all matter and energy in the universe will eventually move toward a state of inert uniformity, absolutely nothing left of our entire universe but hydrogen ions and elementary particles. Don't sweat it. You still have time to finish my big toe and grow one of your own before you decompose. A universe that is as massively chunky as ours takes a long time to disintegrate. Look on the bright side. Number one, the physical universe may not be a closed system. And number two, the sun will expand and vaporize our entire planet long before the universe decays into a homogeneous soup of simple particles. And that's the end of that little aside. And so maybe I'll read this next little paragraph just to kind of bring you back to why we even went into the set asides in the first place. You will get more detailed information about these concepts later. For the purpose of this section, you need only to understand that all things and systems of things are in an active process of change: animal, vegetable, mineral, technological, and organizational. And the fundamental process is the basis for that change. All things evolve toward greater profitability. Profitability is defined by the degree of immediate success an entity has in dealing with the evolutionary pressures created by the constraints within their internal and external environments. This is true if the entity is an individual or a complex system of interrelated, dissimilar individuals. Non living and non growing things, such as uranium atoms, organic molecules, the house you live in, the rocks in your backyard, generally evolve toward minimum energy states. When non growing entities make a natural, spontaneous, or evolutionary change of state, the lowest available energy state is defined as the most profitable next state to occupy. Most of the physical matter on and in our planet falls into this category. Thus, physical matter gradually follows a path to ever lower energy states, increasing its entropy as it evolves. To to inanimate matter, natural spontaneous change due to interaction with its internal and external environments, evolution, disintegration, and increasing entropy are all related and moving together in the same general direction. Typically, growing things, things that are in a state of becoming, can naturally and spontaneously, for at least some limited period of time, decrease their entropy. In contrast, the entropy of non growing things always naturally increases. In physical matter reality, the growing things ultimately depend on the non growing things, thus fulfilling the grim prediction of the second law of thermodynamics. We will discover that in mind space, where AUO, or the source of creation of all, we will discover that in mind space, where AO exists as dim consciousness, there are no physical things and everything has potential to grow. In mind space, seeking the lowest energy state is never a goal, quite the contrary. For a consciousness system, the most profitable next state is the one that enables the system to minimize its entropy. In other words, evolutionary change within a consciousness system is profitable for that system if it causes the entropy of the system to decrease. And that is where we're going to pause at today. We'll pick it back up and I'll probably reread that small little paragraph and flow right into the next one tomorrow. All right, beautiful people. I hope y'all enjoyed the reading for today. We read, hold on. First of all, today is Sunday. Let's repeat today. Sunday, February the 27th, 2022. It is day 42 of year 4 of reading through the books of the Law and the Prophets. And of the 4-year consecutive day count, we have been present 1,060 days. We read through the rest of Tablet C in the complete book of the complete Annunaki Bible. And then we finished up a little bit more of chapter 4 in My Big Toe, starting on page 193 to page 198. Okay. All right, y'all. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and end this. Angela, I'm going to remember to check this out and see what that's about, the Tree of Knowledge. It looked like it's going to be good. Thank y'all for hanging out. Remember, we're adjusting how we end it, doing the blessing and everything. Hold on. Bella! Because this morning when I was coming down, she said, call me for the blessing today. I said, okay, we changed it a little bit. She said, okay. Bella! I ain't going to scream. She probably still tick with me. But anyway, we're going to end it today Great Spirit of Yah, continue to lead us and guide us into all truth and help us to understand and align our lives to truth and give us the courage to make the adjustments, even when the truth that we find out does not currently line up with our current belief system that we've grown up in. Give us the strength and the courage to put away the lies, the belief barriers that we've set around ourselves and boxed ourselves in so that we cannot grow. Help us to break down those walls so that truth can fill our lives and that we can grow without limits. And that's it. Yes, Trina girl, have a y'all-some day. All right, beautiful people. I love y'all. I see y'all back here tomorrow morning. I'm gonna be on time. I ain't gonna oversleep. 7:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bruce. Bye, y'all.